And look, he's out there. I think he's doing the best out of any libertarian. I would also identify myself with a lot of libertarian ideas. I'm a conservative libertarian as well, and I think that Trump has done something very interesting here. He's gotten people, the Republican Party is maybe on a sea change, right? Because I think we've got two things happening. With Trump, we've got people that have left politics for a long time. We've got working class people that are frustrated with both parties, that are frustrated with a state of national security, the economy that's failing, jobs that don't exist. So I think Trump's bringing those people in, or has those people. But there is a libertarian wing that look, I don't think Gary Johnson's going to make it, and I don't think he's going to get elected. But where does that movement go? And does the Republican Party try to bring that into its wing? I think they do. I think they do, and I think they should. I don't think we should cede that libertarian. Let the Democrats get the libertarians.
Right now, they said that Johnson is pulling more from Hillary, so it's actually positive.
And Jody Stein.
So
right. The fear was that Johnson would be taken away from Trump, but I heard that Johnson's taken away from Hillary. So good. In one sense, it's good for the Republican Party. But I do believe, to answer your question, I do think that if he gets the 15%, he should be allowed to debate.
Sure. I just wanted to, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to respond a little bit. Why not present a united front? That's what I think the Tea Party is about, is getting a united front together, whether it be Republicans or others. Why not get Gary Johnson to support Trump? That sounds crazy, but I'm asking.
It's very simple. There are fundamental differences between Trump and Gary Johnson.
But let's say we want, in the spirit of the Tea Party, let's have a unified front. We're here, we want to support Trump for various reasons we all have. So let's get there. If you're part of the Libertarian Party, maybe we can work together with your party and get them to support Trump. Does that make sense to you?
Let me say.
And do you guys have any questions for me? If not, I'll any other questions? Something that I can answer.
The one thing that I've heard you talk about multiple times is obviously reducing taxes, regulations, and whatnot. Definitely a talking point. But when it comes to how you go about it, which taxes do we lower and how do we lower it? In New York City, what would you say would be, if you had to prioritize, what specifically and how would you go about doing it?
Right. I think property taxes are a big issue. I think, I think in terms of the fines that we pay, I also think in terms of small businesses, I think that the city treats small businesses like an ATM. And I can't tell you how many small businesses that I've known that have been strong, solid small businesses my entire life. Pizzerias that are just closing at a quicker rate than I've ever seen. So we're not talking about businesses that fail, small businesses that just start up and fail. There's a certain rate there, but I think that's probably an even higher rate. But the businesses are leaving, and they're leaving. They're closing shop. Bakeries all over Dyker Heights and Bensonhurst, Bay Ridge, all over the city, and it's just the cost of doing business is too much. And small businesses are the engine of our economy. Most of the jobs come from our small businesses. That's the key right there. Go ahead.
I just want to agree with what you said in small business. I actually own a small business in Bay Ridge. The rent's too damn high.
Right.
The rent's too damn high.
That's another problem.
Market driven.
What's that?
Chinese are buying buildings in Bay Ridge at very high prices, and they're forcing people out.
Right.
They're money. Experience that.
Right.
Because they just want to get their money out of their currency at any price. They don't care about values or anything else. They just want to buy the buildings. They'll pay whatever.
The other interesting thing about property in Bay Ridge and across the city is illegal conversions. So what's happening now is, and this is tied to an immigration, tied to visa, because people are buying these 2-family houses, 3-family houses, and illegally converting them into SROs, a single room occupancy. and really turning these into, you know, money-making machines. And it's changing the dynamic of the neighborhood. And I don't mean to say that because Chinese people are moving in to an Italian neighborhood. What I'm saying is a neighborhood that is built, that has a capacity in terms of its sewage, in terms of its emergency services, in terms of its schools, to have a certain amount of people. Sanitation is now being overwhelmed. Traffic, cars being parked, everything is overwhelming the neighborhood. And this is happening all across the city. And that's due to illegal conversions. And there's another side to that.
Sanctuary city.
Right, right. And the other side to that, right, exactly. Because there's an illegal immigration component. There's also a component where there are visas being sold, and there are corporations that are buying some of this property and getting visas along with that as an investment vehicle. And then they use these visas and sell them on the black market in China. So this is a tremendous problem with property in Bay Ridge and Black Heights and all across the city. We're seeing it big in the.
That's right.
They're buying the retail buildings and then they're taking over the retail spaces. So people say like the bakeries are going out because the whole building is being sold.
Right. And then this is a danger. You got to think this is just wrong on every front because it's just putting the neighborhood in capacity and it can't take it. The other thing is these are dangerous. Dwellings for people to live in. These are dangerous for firefighters or police have to come in. You know, these are death traps. So this is a big problem. I'm glad you brought it up. That's true.
I'd like to say that
They do have laws where if you buy like an apartment house,
Right.
and you're gonna make the rent low, they give you a big break on your taxes that you pay. But this depends. They could change the rules a little bit so that you'll give even more favor to having lower rent.
Right.
So that's changing laws.
Right.
Maybe you want to hit a little bit on regulation. I brought it on to excavation.
Right.
And just literally got regulated.
Right.
Regulation in regards to how much weight you can count, in regards to trade waste. Literally, he was working just to feed the family, paying those
Regulations are swing every step.
Very down on the bridge, going over, dumping the flag.
Right. Right. I know.
I'd like to say that I work in insurance. I have a large Chinese family, and in the Chinese community, which I'm very close, their idea of a roommate is another family into a partner. I mean, I visit them and I see people. I'm in a landlord of a 4-family building. He says there are at least 16 families living in my 4-family building. And about another 32 families getting their mail. They all come in my rent on time. I don't care. And another family I know is working in the factory. So I went to the address. Yes, the factory. It seems the family lives in the factory to work. They live there, rent-free. They sit on the floor most of the time, and they're saving their money to go buy a $20 food store. Because they save money on rent and transportation. They live where they work. And it's very, well, it's enterprising, the American way. Now, our DOE education, if I know of an immigration violation, I do not support it. If I know of a drug, terrorist, intelligence attack, then I. And North can't go to war and get peace. Studying country needs for that.
That's a good point about the city agencies looking the other way and not addressing these problems and go back to the issue of homelessness. You talk about not being able to check people's nationality or not communicating with the federal government in terms of trying to support the illegal immigrants. We have an encampment close to where my father lived in an encampment actually, and close to that area. The police would often go and give him a hard time, but you've got people with no sense of. My father was a veteran. He had a homeless veteran. He had a veteran ID. But you could account for him. You had some idea who he was. You have people that they could be murderers. They could be anybody, and there's nothing you can even do with them because you can't really even bring them anywhere. And that's a big issue. I feel.
I
that,
can't
we're
report
not able
housing
to reach.
violations though. I can't report housing violations. If the house is unsafe, I can report that. I cannot report immigration violations, but I can't report housing violations.
But speaking of housing violation, let's say I make a complaint and they come to the door, and that's a big issue with the illegal conversion, is that Department of Buildings or someone come in, there can be no forced entry. So I can come and just not answer the door, say I don't understand English, whatever the case might be, and then you can't reach the premises, and that's a big part of the problem. I will say this, in Bay Ridge and Diaper Heights, the Diaper Heights Civic Association, that group particularly, Fran Bella Marone and many others, created a task force and brought in all different groups, the police, fire, Department of Buildings, and everybody across the board to try and address it and think outside the box and find a way to get in there and stop these illegal conversions. You know, and that approach is a good approach, I think, for the problems we have in the city government when the city and the state isn't talking to each other, or different agencies aren't talking to each other, or just calling 311 gets you, you know, the Department of Buildings. Maybe they can't do it. But if we think outside the box, you might be able to get some problems.
Pretty simple, isn't it? I mean, the law.
Right.
Rules that have to be followed.
Right. Right. You would think.
Talking about using people as an ATM, the city using people as an ATM. An awful lot of people in the city own cars, they're motorists, you know? And the city absolutely uses
Absolutely.
motorists as an ATM, especially for parking.
Absolutely.
You know, and what I think, first of all, de Blasio is very anti-motorist, and Bloomberg is very anti-motorist. Jenkins also very anti-motorist. The only mayor that we had lately who was not so anti-motorist is Giuliani. But what I think that we ought to do in the Conservative Party and the Republican Tea Party, what we should do is go after motorists and point out that the Democrats are the ones who want to use them as an ATM.
Right.
And I think we can get a lot of votes from motorists who get tons of parking tickets and they're not cheap.
It's a horrible issue. I mean, I'm a driver. You guys are drivers. It's horrible. And it's look, I don't want to see people double park or park on avenues of where especially shopping areas. That's understandable. But when you've got a mom coming out of her car with 2 or 3 kids, which, you know, and there isn't a parking, but this is New York City, right? This is Brooklyn, and I'm from Bay Ridge. There isn't a parking spot for 4 blocks or something sometimes.
Yep.
So you're going to double park, and you're going to bring your groceries in. Now you're not trying, you know, you're not locking fire trucks. You're on an off residential street, side street, off the main thoroughfare, and you know you're just bringing in your groceries, and you're getting hit with $100, $115 ticket. It's crazy, you know. And who can afford that?
Liam, in regards to
So I just want to look. We should enforce the law, right? We should enforce the traffic law. But it's like these traffic agents are vultures that come in and just want to hit you with a ticket to suck up
Cameras.
Lower the fines.
Right, lower the fines. There you go. And that's
Get rid of the cameras.
Right.
Liam, in regards to what you were saying before about the infrastructure, too many people, no parking spots and what have you. What about whenever you see these big apartment buildings coming right in the normal residential area? I've seen it near the Brooklyn College area where I work. Why can't these big buildings that are being put up have an underground garage?
They changed the zoning. They used to require
now
it.
be using the streets, and I don't see why that can't be part of
Any
the
process.
plan.
A lot of them are, some of them are nowadays, if you see some of these plans coming in.
It's not mandatory.
They changed the zoning. It used to be mandatory to have parking. Now they throw it out.
Right, the city's in cahoots.
Zero college.
Right.
There's more money to have come downstairs instead of putting
Go ahead, go ahead.
I can a couple of cases.
My wife opened the door.
Speed cameras? Yeah.
Speeding sensors.
Get rid of those cameras.
How many
I was
miles?
doing 27 miles an hour in a 25 zone.
Oh, you gotta be
Going down there.
kidding.
That's ridiculous.
3
That's
miles.
ridiculous. Someone's
It's supposed to go off at around 11.
27 miles an hour in a 25 mile an hour zone.
They're supposed to go off at around 11.
You're a felon. You're a felon.
I'm a felon. Yeah, right.
You are. You
But
pay more.
discretion is
And you know what's interesting about that is I thought there was a 5 mile an hour.
No, it's about 10 or 11.
Error in the camera. I've heard that.
Yeah.
So you might not have been going 27.
I must have gotten a lot of tickets
It
then.
might have tightened.
It was way above 27.
Go ahead. You had a question?
I just wanted to know if I can have your office phone number.
Sure.
I still have Hurricane Sandy issues. Where I am, we're flooded up to my waist.
You got a pen?
Yeah.
718-630-5277. You can ask for me. I'm there
5277.
Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Wednesday,
It's
Thursday.
718-630-5277.
In fact, let me mention a little bit my issue.
That's Congressman Donovan's office. We're there
Yeah.
5 days a week. I'm there Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. But we have people there, and it's great. Human being answers the phone. It's nice.
Yep.
A lot of Democrats, I call their office, and it's press 1, it's
Yeah.
press 2,
Oh, yeah.
it's press 3.
It's
You
ridiculous.
got to leave a message. So I think we're very proud of our
Let
constituents.
me mention my issue because I've been through a number of other political people, including congressmen, other congressmen, on this. I live out in Canarsie, and in my block, the water was up to my waist in the street.
Right.
My downstairs apartment was totally devastated. My cellar was filled with water, the whole bit. I took a lot of my losses as income tax losses. Accountant worked it out, thought it was all done. Then they turned around and they hit me with an extra tax, 10% above my tax, because I took a deduction for casualty loss. I understand that for other storms, the administration waived this. For Sandy, they refused to do it because the people who took income tax losses were not the people they wanted to help.
Where do you live in Canarsie?
Canarsie.
So who is your, because I know Donovan wouldn't be your representative.
It's, what the hell is his name? Hakeem Jeffries.
Okay.
And he's done nothing. I spoke to Golden's office. I had a very nice guy who was working with it. Passed it on to somebody who's a tax expert. The other guy never called me back.
Well, give me a call.
I'll talk to you.
We don't
Thank you
usually,
very much.
but I'll,
Yeah.
why not?
Sounds good.
Question over here.
Go ahead. Yes.
Hi. Baptist-Stuyvesant in East New York has been going through this gentrification where they are pushing people out of their homes. No ifs, ands, buts about it, where violations have not been handled by any organization as far as the Dem are concerned. I mean, our rate of being homeless is like 88%. And it's not because they're not paying their rent. It's because they want the apartment. They want us out, so to speak. And it's just not fair. I mean, I've been listening to Dyker Heights and the things that we're going through in Bed-Stuy, East New York, Brownsville. It's what y'all talking about is like a picnic. Who can come in and help us to get right?
Isn't this anything to do with Bill de Blasio, who's pay to play? Maybe these are people who've donated to his campaign, and now he is just coming in and giving away. And so there's a lot of corruption in the de Blasio campaign office, and I believe that it's across the board, just like he's getting rid of charter schools. He doesn't care about demographics. He cares about pay for play, and this is a very corrupt local government.
Yes, it is.
And he
but
doesn't
at
care.
the same time, it's got to be some people that give a damn.
Yeah.
That's going to stand up against these people.
Where are the Republicans? I don't hear any Republicans
Alrighty then.
speaking against de Blasio and
Alrighty
his corruption.
then. I already have been down that
Were you here
road.
when she announced her candidacy? It's like running for assembly.
Good. Good. Against.
Yes, because I was part of that.
Okay.
When my landlord tried to get me out the building after being there 43 years.
Okay, but did you find out who
I joined NYCC, New York Community for Change. I went with them and we came in and we got my landlord off of me. But it's a lot more out there that we're trying to reach, but we need more backing.
Can you give me an example as to what's going on? Are they just paying people to leave their building or
What they're
house?
paying,
What exactly is going on? Because I've heard these.
This
similar
is what
stories.
happened. With me, my landlord went into court. I can just speak about myself and said that I was a drug user. I had needles all in front of my window. where I have kids coming in and out of my house because that's my focus, and I'm a chaplain. And